You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
I look good. I got big energy every day. Let's go!
And he is dicked.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's right.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Hi, guys. I missed you.
I missed you too there, big guy. Let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
Hi.
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 All right. Well, it is wild card weekend now, folks, and so there's all these games to watch, and some were much more sweeter than others, I have to say.
There were some
Yeah.
real duds this week.
There's
Yeah.
a couple teams that look like they didn't really belong in the playoffs, honestly. That's what it looked like to me.
Just a little bit. Looking at some of these games that happened, anybody that watched yesterday's game saw the Chiefs just kill the Steelers. Like,
It was tight to start, man. They were down 7-0 after the first quarter.
After that, it was like the first. What was that first one? It was like the fumble. He ran it back for Watt.
Yeah.
Ran it back for a touchdown.
But they held them for like 3 series. They didn't score like the
there
whole
was a
first
lot
quarter.
of back
It was
and
0-0.
forth.
So
yeah, a lot of back and
was a
forth.
Quarter does not make a game.
they put up a little fight there at the beginning.
But
Ben
yeah,
Roethlisberger's just done.
yeah,
He's so done. Yeah, he wasn't. He's not a playoff
No,
caliber
he's
quarterback
done.
anymore.
Yeah.
not having it.
Nope.
Let's see. There was the Cowboys 49er game, which was
That was
It had
a
a-
one fun game to watch.
that would had
Yeah.
a wild ending.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
And have you seen some of the reactions from some of the Cowboys fans? I think I sent you one today.
Oh yeah, you said
Yeah,
one.
you guys shot the TV. with his gun.
I thought that was a joke, but like
No.
I think he really shot it.
And he
Yeah.
punches this TV
Well,
seven
he
or
throws
eight
a
times.
can. He throws a beer can at it, and then
Right.
he punches it, throws it
Punches
to the
it.
ground, and then
There were
shoots
levels.
it like 5 times.
3 levels.
Yeah.
Can, 3 punches, throws it on the ground, and pulls out a Glock and
Gunloads.
pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
It was
That was
pretty
Thought
funny.
I was a hardcore fan.
I loved it. That was awesome.
That has nothing to do with fandom. That's just mental instability.
Right. That's
Yeah, that guy's struggling.
Yeah.
had one too many beers. He should have
Yep.
taken that last beer away from him. And then Buccaneers just spanked the Eagles. Bills spanked the Patriots.
Oh my!
That one was
goodness.
actually. I mean, that was a beatdown, but man, the Bills look good. They were on
47-7
fire.
there
Yeah.
for a while. That was
Yeah.
that was brutal.
Yeah. It
That
was
you
kinda
I would
fun.
rather not get in the playoffs than just to get destroyed like
Trounced.
that. You don't belong. You know you
Mhm.
don't belong.
hmm
It was so weird seeing Belichick on the sideline just suffering. It
No
was
answer.
kind of like,
yeah.
all right. I like this. I'm in.
And that
I'm
was
all
a,
in.
that was a cold ass game too. I think it was like -6 with the wind chill.
Yeah, it was
like,
like
dude,
yeah,
no
1
one's-
degree.
Bills getting home field advantage is brutal. It's
Yeah.
brutal for anyone that has to go in there and play.
yeah,
Well, yeah. The Patriots are the one team that should be a little bit used to
a
it.
little more acclimated. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
obviously, the big game, game that we couldn't wait to see, just watch these guys just get a mouthful of dirt. Bengals against the Raiders. Bengals 26-19.
Oh.
Let's
It
go,
was
Bengals.
Do you know what the big difference was?
What's
I don't
that?
okay. I hate penalties. I don't like to whine about referees.
Sure,
That's just not
absolutely.
what I like to do. How did the Raiders get called for like 15 holding penalties in this game and 0 against us?
They were
There's
doing it
no way
last
that
game
they-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way that they just like are now this team that gets all these penalties in the league before they were perfectly clean.
Yep.
And we had a better pass rusher in Joey Bosa. It's like,
Yep.
come on, NFL, be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
That's
it was
brutal.
Consistency
it
would
was,
be nice.
It was very interesting because at the end of that game we put up, because it came down to a one throw. It came down to a fourth quarter to
Right.
them score to go into overtime.
In the red zone.
In
Yeah.
the red zone, same part of the field almost that happened last week. One quarterback threw a touchdown, one threw an interception.
Mhm.
And we, Charger Chat, we put up a split screen of the 2 plays happening at the same time. And oh boy, did that start some shit.
The Raiders did not take kindly to that.
Did not take kindly to that. And but you know what? It was kind of it needed to happen because the amount of unprovoked, unsolicited bullshit
Mhm.
that we dealt with last week and other Charger fans dealt with last week.
Absolutely.
It was like they beat us 60-0.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the vibe they had when they were shit talking.
Yeah. They
And
just dominated.
Right.
Three things is really one thing is championships. All they talk about is championships. They're
Mhm.
80s. That's literally if you call them out on something or make a joke that like really catches them off guard, they're like, well, you don't have any rings. I'm like, suck my dick. I can't. I'm not normally a shit talker on Twitter. Like that's not my MO. That's not the Chargers chat account's MO. But like I'm
However.
done now. But I had to have a minute.
Right.
I had to have a minute of just like. And then one thing, I mentioned this to you guys. If you say, I hear you barking, big dog. You say that to anybody on Twitter, especially Raider fans, they lose their mind.
It's a trigger. That's a real trigger.
It's a hard trigger.
Yeah.
It's a hard trigger. So that was pretty wild.
It's like if you're gonna dish it out, you got to take it. That's just the
Gotta
bottom
be
line.
able to. Yeah.
It's okay if you're gonna dish it out. That's fine,
Right.
but don't get beat by the Bengals the next week and then not be willing to take it because we're gonna give it to you.
Big
Oh, yeah.
time. Yeah.
Big time.
We took it on the chin pretty hard, so we were everybody just had like guns drawn. I got him in the sights.
Yeah.
Just tell me when to fire.
Dude, I watched the first half of the game at home and then I went to the gym and I was watching the second half. And like, you know how the gym is a pretty quiet place. Like there's background music,
yeah.
but not many people are like chit chatting. It's not like a loud environment. I saw the last pass get picked. I was like, woo, yeah. And everyone like, what is going on? I was like, the Raiders lost. You guys weren't watching?
Yeah.
This is a good thing. This is a good big deal.
Just me?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Too busy focusing on my gains, bruh.
Yeah. Go back to your games.
Go back to your games.
Yeah, Twitter's been pretty volatile lately, and one of our avid listeners, House of Hain, sent us a couple of tweets of just these are just too delicious not to mention. We'll disguise the name just so that you guys don't go and set them on fire, because I mean they're obviously in a pit of hell right now as it stands. If you believe these tweets, this one sad Raider fan said, that seals the deal. I am no longer a Raiders fan. This team is a pure and utter embarrassment to the city of Las Vegas. I officially will not be renewing my plan next season, nor will I watch on TV ever again. I'm going to Foxborough, where they know how to run a mega dynasty.
What a piece of junk.
Loser.
Wow.
L7 weenie.
He clearly tweeted this before the Patriots got their asses handed to them.
Yeah. I'll go with these guys. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Maybe, hey, buddy, maybe you're the problem. Maybe just don't come root for the Chargers.
Maybe.
Yeah, we don't want you.
No.
For sure.
Yeah, not if you're going to act like this.
Can you do we have another one? Can you do it as like the whiny girl voice?
Yeah.
That would be so fantastic.
Valley Girl?
Valley Girl, please.
This other Raider fan had this to say, like, I just smashed my 62-inch TV in rage. Derek Carr has embarrassed me and my entire family. My 2 children are in tears, scared of my rage as I pace around the room, trembling as I type this message. Cut Carr, or I'll take my fandom to a good team like the Ravens.
I kind of want to do a redo on the first one with that voice.
Did these Raider fans not watch the NFL? The Ravens didn't make the playoffs.
I mean,
what are they doing?
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
And for him to think that he has some kind of pull, as if like oh no, this guy's gonna stop rooting for us if we don't cut Carr. I guess our hands are tied.
We don't want to lose him. We don't want to lose them, guys.
Guys, what do we do? Emergency meeting.
But it's also funny too. Like a lot of Raider fans are just full blown doubling down on Carr.
Yeah,
like he's our guy. Like he's better
some guys
than
are
Herbert.
doubling down.
Oh yeah. After we posted the Herbert and him like side by side, is like I'll take Carr over Herbert all day.
That's insane.
I love it. I had if somebody ever said that to us, I was like,
good,
please,
good.
Yeah,
I hope you keep Carr for the next 10 years.
There you go.
Because you retire
won't win
a Raider.
Yeah, you won't win anything.
No,
he is a mediocre middle of the pack quarterback that will not win you a championship. That's the bottom line. He's a Kirk Cousins in black and silver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with eyeliner.
I mean, the last thing
With
about
eyeliner,
this
yeah.
tweet. I love that they mentioned like my 2 children are in tears, like it's the Raiders' fault, and not the fact that he's in a rage, pacing around the room, trembling
scared.
as I type this message. You did this, not me. Like
Derek
Oh my
Carr's
God.
terrifying you, sweethearts, not daddy.
This is Derek Carr's fault, sweeties. Stop crying.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
shit.
Unbelievable. All right, gang, and now it is time to talk about our sponsor this week, Symbol. Symbol is the stock market for sports that allows you to profit off your sports knowledge. On Symbol, you can trade sports teams like stocks, and every time your teams win, you earn cash. Use your sports knowledge on Symbol to buy low, sell high, and earn cash payouts when your teams win. Join over 7,000 early adopters who have started to invest in their favorite teams. Visit www.symbol.com, that's SIMBULL.com, to create a free account. And when you deposit, make sure to use the promo code ChargerChat, all one word, for a money-back guarantee. You can also visit symbol.app/ChargerChat. And when you use the promo code ChargerChat, your deposit will have a money-back guarantee up to $500. That means even if you lose money in the first 90 days, Symbol will refund your initial deposit, no questions asked. Join Symbol and start investing and profiting from your favorite teams. All right, well, looking over at social media, they dropped this little tasty tidbit of Coach Staley addressing the team after the loss. It was pretty awesome. Again, just another reason why I think we should all be really thankful we have the coach that we do. Let's go take a look.
All right, guys. Good afternoon. I hate that we're in this tent. You know,
Me too,
I hate
Coach.
that
Me
we're
too.
not in this tent getting
Yeah.
ready to play this week. I didn't sleep at all. I'm not even really tired. I don't know about you guys. I'm not even tired right now. It's going to happen like that sometimes, where it just doesn't go down for you. All right? But when you look back on it, the way you guys competed last night told the NFL something. You guys told the NFL what this team is made of and where we're going. All
I'm so
endings
fired up, dude. Sign me
are
up.
beginnings. You just don't know it at the time. All right? Today is a beginning. Yesterday was an ending. Today is a beginning. And that's where your mindset's got to be. Because at the beginning, there's an excitement, there's an energy, there's a spirit of, hey, we're headed this way. And that's the way we're going to approach it as an organization. We're going to take all the tough lessons that we've learned, all right, and we're going to apply them. And we're going to drive this thing moving forward like you've never seen before. We are going to drive this place to places it's never been before. All right, I told you guys in the team meeting yesterday before we left the hotel, all right, that when you've created a team, you're already past most of the league. And that's what we've done here. We've created a real team. Now what we got to do, now we got to create a champion.
Man,
I'll
like,
take a side of that. And
Yeah.
I hope
dessert.
Frankenstein creates this champion this offseason.
I want it so bad.
I think it's interesting the way that he words that, as far as like, you know, when you create a team, you're already miles ahead above
Yeah.
a lot of other teams in the league. As
Right.
you, from your experience, Kyle, as a coach, how important is it to have the relationships that we've had at least a chance to see from this team during the season, building with a brand new coach, a coach that we haven't really had a chance to experience? This is his first year.
Yeah, well, I think it's not necessarily like the relationships come if you have a team,
Mm-hmm.
like that environment and that mentality. Then the relationships come organically,
Mm-hmm.
because if you have like an identity of this is what we do, it gives everyone a sense of peace. There's no questioning leadership, and there's no division in the locker room. If everyone can get on the same page from a philosophy standpoint, then that helps all the relationships and the team building and the unity all comes together. If you can have a leader at the top that sets the tone and there's no division about it, that, hey, we're on board, we're gonna follow this guy and this is where we're headed, it softens all the other hard stuff. But usually you have to win. Usually you got to win a lot of games to be able to have that culture and that team and that camaraderie and that buy-in. And it seems like he was able to create buy-in, even though we were 9-8, so we had 8 losses. Not as if we were a dominant team this year. He was still able to create that that kind of that buy-in from the guys. So it's huge. It's huge. I don't know how many of the guys are still going to be around next year.
That's true. There is
Turnover.
a pretty big list of guys that are set to become free agents this offseason, I should say. We haven't really heard any big news as far as any players being adjusted just quite yet. We did
But
see
the core will be there. Although,
Sure.
like the leaders, the captains of the team, they'll be there, and they're the ones that carry over that attitude and that
Right.
mentality.
Yeah, I think the only captain that is on that list is Linval Joseph, and
Ty Long.
You're right. Yeah. We haven't seen any big moves or shakes as far as players go. We did see that our special teams coordinator, Darius Swinton, got let go.
Yeah, I forgot to put that in this outline, but holy shit,
Yeah.
that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a big, a big surprise.
Unless you check out his LinkedIn and he just is one and done everywhere he goes.
That was the other
Yeah.
interesting thing. Kyle sent us, I guess, who knew that Darius Swinton for the past 10 years has only been with one team per year. I think there's only a couple he was there for more than one.
Here, let me run it off for you. So 2012, he was Chiefs special teams quality control. Then he was in 13 with the Broncos, 15 with the Bears, 16 with the Niners, 17 with the Bears, 18 Lions, 19 Cards, 20 Cards in a different position, and 20 in this season with the Chargers. So he's hasn't stayed anywhere. I'm just curious because it can't really be about how the special teams performed, because he brought them from a really shitty special teams to
Middle of the pack.
pretty middle of the packet by the end of the season. So
Well, I guess there was some of the overall grades that we were still down in the sewer.
Right.
On
But
some of the
what I'm
grades.
saying is I don't necessarily think it's all about how the team performed. I feel like there might have been something else going on that would have triggered this, because so far that's the only person that's left. And it's just kind of interesting that happened so quickly.
Right.
It doesn't get along well with others, potentially, type of vibe.
Something like that is what I was kind of alluding to.
It's hard to say. I mean, because we don't know what the situation was. The special teams did start a little heinously. Still going with Michael Badgley, and I think KJ Hill was our return guy, and so that was not ideal.
It wasn't set up for success.
Yeah.
No.
And finally, once we brought in Dustin Hopkins and Andre Roberts as our return guy, that seemed to be a big change. So it's hard to say who made that call as far as acquiring those guys, whether it was Swinton or whether it was Staley or Telesco, or who did their research on it and brought the special teams back from where it was. So hard to say, but yes, Darius Swinton was let go. He was the first to be let go. And we did see that Lombardi was getting interviewed for the head coach position at the Texans.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere this year. I think he will at least have him for another year, and everything goes according to plan. That following year is when he'll be taken completely seriously. But I don't know. That's only the one interview that he's had, and I don't want him to go anywhere. A lot of Charger fans are talking about how we need to get rid of Lombardi. Like, what are you watching?
Yeah,
like what? I don't know
that.
if we're watching the same game, because this offense was fantastic.
I just want some consistency for Justin to get comfortable in.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And I want to see what he does when he can master a playbook and know the terminology and go out and change plays and see it before it happens and know where his guys are going to be that much more.
Right.
So for me, at the end of the day, I just want I want Lombardi. I think these guys are NFL coach. So hopefully he takes that season and learns from what he did wrong. Yeah, there were some play calls that weren't great. Any play caller is going to have mistakes. They're going to make the wrong call here and there. Sure. So hopefully he learns from that, gets better, and that gives Justin a year of 1 year of consistency. Good God.
Just give him one. Give the kid one. He hasn't had that yet in his career. In college to now. He had one offensive coordinator every single year. It's somebody new.
Right. And I'd like to keep him not just for Justin, but for Austin Eckler, for him to have the success that he had this last season. I think that would 100%. Be huge for Austin Eckler to get another season under his belt working with Lombardi. I don't foresee it happening either. I think there's a lot of big names floating around out there, a lot of up and comers that could potentially get some of these head coaching positions. I don't think Lombardi's going to be it. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but I think I personally would rather keep him around, just like you guys would, as far as
please,
getting some consistency with this team. And then happy belated birthday, Mr. Trey McKitty. Apparently you had a very nice dinner and surrounded by good company. I see.
This is cool. This is the cool stuff that I love to see in the offseason.
Yeah. I see a
These
lot
guys
of familiar
hanging out
faces.
because they're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he posted on Instagram a picture with like him and Justin, who all of a sudden came out of the film room and got tan as shit. So just one day on the beach,
one day on the golf course.
One day on the golf course, he finally got out of the film room, and he's like, I was like, who is that in the middle? Oh, that's Justin Herbert. Okay.
But this is like a big young core of our team.
Big
right?
time.
It's
Yeah.
Rumpf and Josh Palmer and Justin and Gabe Neighbors, Trey McKitty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's the core. That's a young core of our team, all hanging out after the season.
That's good.
Yeah, you love to see
good to see that. And if you want to see some other good stuff, like some good merch, go on over to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the
big bucks.
That's right, baby. Check out some of the merch that we've got over there. And we've also got the member section where you can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check it out, chargerchat.com. All right, well, now it's time to go on to the next segment, Fan Focus. Let's see what fan we're bringing into focus this week, huh?
All right, guys, we're back with another Fan Focus, and we are super pumped to have Jeremy. What is going on, Jeremy?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm super pumped to have you because if you guys don't know, if you bought a Kickman shirt, the artist that made that Kickman shirt is sitting right in front of you right now. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, absolutely. It was a pleasure to do. Yeah, absolutely.
It was amazing because one morning we woke up and there was like Borat kicking a field goal. I was like, yes.
No, it's funny too. I bought number 6 is my number too. That's my favorite. So I got a Chargers personalized jersey and I was wearing it. And my friend just saw the front and he was like, Googled it and he's like, did you get a kicker jersey? But yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we appreciate that, and then we also did the fun the Bowie shirt with you. So your artwork's amazing, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to start off. I want to find out a little bit more about you. How did you become a Charger fan?
Born into it. My father is born and raised in San Diego. So I was born in '78. So I grew up where I am now, which is a couple hours north of San Francisco. So there's a lot of Niner fans, a lot of Raider fans here, of course. I was like the only Charger fan in town, and I think there's 2 others now, but that's how it was. And so like during the Fouts era, I grew up watching Fouts when he was on, and there was those arguments about who's better, him or Montana, and I usually lost those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I became. And then we had LT like right at when I graduated from high school, shortly after that, and then into Rivers, and then, now, where we are now. So it was a birthright thing. Family's really upset about the San Diego move. I even cut out for a couple of years. I actually came back this year because I missed football.
Yeah.
So once Phillip was gone, I was kind of like, last year I didn't pay attention. I have to admit it. I was like, man, this rookie seems really good. But I was like, not, it's just the whole LA San Diego thing. Then I realized like, there's no reason for me to deprive myself of what I love, So I came back. It really was the Monday night game against the Raiders this year where I was like, okay, I'm all the way back in. This is my favorite thing. Powder blue on Monday night, and to watch that beating, I was like, oh yeah. This is what I want to do. So
awesome. Well, we're glad you're back. And, that is an interesting point, like the Phil thing, because he was just a fan favorite for everything. So, like, even the guys hanging on from the San Diego move and then he's gone. It's like, oh, shit, what do I do? But then we got Justin Herbert and got interesting again.
And we got those beautiful uniforms I've always wanted my whole life. So it was just like, I got to come back. So
I love it. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on, now that you're back, the season? What were your kind of general thoughts? We clearly, obviously didn't get in the playoffs, but what was your kind of general thoughts on the season?
General thoughts on the season was we could beat or lose to anyone, any game. And I know that sounds overly negative, but that's how it was. I was like, watch some games. I'm like, wow, this is a really good team. And like when we had everyone, we were clicking on every cylinder, especially the Denver game, right before the last one.
Yeah.
And then, then there's like the Texans game where it's just like, this is what happens. And I thought even the way that it ended, that was the most amazing comeback I've ever seen in my life. And I was still happy with what we have in the future. I think we need players. We've got a lot of cap money, we've got a lot of picks.
Yeah.
So we're going to get better. I really like Staley. I really do. I've heard, people were saying like best coach since Schottenheimer. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, no, yeah. He is. He is. And I like it. And I love our brand of football. And Justin Herbert is just incredible.
He's a monster.
Yeah. And to watch Chargers have a great passing offense with an all-purpose back again, that's like what I grew up with. That was it. Like from, like I said, Fouts to, watching Phil. I mean, my daughter, she's 18 now. She had a Drew Brees jersey when she was 1 year old, so it was even when we had Brees there. I lived through Moses Moreno, Ryan Leaf, all of that stuff. So it's just exciting. Offense is great. Of course, we got to have like one aspect that we're terrible at, and that was the run defense. And that's how the season ended. And that seemed appropriate. But, we called timeout, which I believe was needed. I thought it was needed to call that timeout to get the right defense out there. We did it, and we just didn't execute. And I think that's what the team did a lot. They just didn't execute. So,
yeah, it's a fun offseason too, because we can kind of pinpoint. We know we saw how we would win games, how we would lose games, what happened all year long. It's a very clear what we need to improve on. So that's kind of promising going into this offseason with so much money and so many opportunities for this new coaching staff and for Coach Staley to get his, thoughts on what players we bring in. So it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, and I think with like having a first-year coach, first-year offensive coordinator, for them to come in and put their stamp on the team in just one offseason before the last one is not really possible. And I think the team just looks so talented this year that we thought they were a lot better than they actually were overall.
Sure.
Coming in, and I did not expect Herbert to play the way he did under pressure, at all.
Yeah.
But, that fourth quarter was just mind-blowing.
How can you not get excited about that? Like, I've never, like, even though we lost that game, like you said, I walked out of there like, oh shit, man, like we got something really special here.
And that was the same thing against the Chiefs Monday night game too, where like he didn't get a shot. I was really surprised that we didn't score a touchdown in overtime, but I mean, I also saw how gassed those guys were with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. So, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. So it was a wild year. And I just want to get your kind of impressions of this last week, because I know you're on Twitter. Man, those Raider fans, and you live near them. Those Raider fans are such a pain in the ass. What was your week like? Because like it was unprovoked. We weren't even saying it. They were coming in, finding us and talking shit. Like, what was it like for you up there?
Well, I have a lot of friends, that are Raiders fans that, gave me a little bit of crap all week, and I was just like, we'll see. You're going to be happy for like 5 days. Like,
enjoy it.
Why we're talking about this, but then like, and I saw them, a couple of them yesterday, and they're just like, shut up. Like they just seem like, shut up, And I try not to give them that bad of a time. I always had a joke. I used to joke with them, like they'd be wearing like their Bo Jackson jersey, so it'd be like a 34 or something on that, and I'd be like, aren't you missing like 7 numbers on that jersey right there? Because that is.
No, but that's it. That's beautiful, because Charger fans, like I always try and take the high road with these just idiots. So I think that's fitting. That's good. It's good you're doing it up there.
On Twitter, though, what I did was, they lost, and I put out a one-word tweet that just said "ha," and that was it. I got more flack from former Charger fans that can't believe that I like them,
Yeah.
Because big in the Padres community too, and a lot of them are just bitter, including my dad. But I caught more from that. But yeah, I know some Raiders fans that are cool. Growing up, I used to I talked about that LT run. There was a 7-year stretch where we won 14 divisional games in a row.
Yeah.
I think it was over 8 seasons, like the end of one and the beginning of another. And people just hated me because my early 20s around then to mid. So my filter was a lot less. And yeah, I gave them a lot of junk for that. So
awesome. Well, dude, it was such a pleasure having you, Jeremy. I know you do amazing artwork, and you do the shirt you're wearing right now. You produce that. Like, where can people go and find the awesome stuff you're doing?
Well, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, it's Jeremy_Nash. I have a link in the bio, but it also, if you go straight to pixels.com and just search Jeremy Nash, it has all kinds of stuff that I have there. That was another thing. Chargers got me back into like doing caricature art and just fun stuff like that. I did the old 80s Charger Power shirt. I'm not wearing it now, but
yeah, those are awesome.
Actually, but
yes,
organized it for the new team and stuff because that was my favorite shirt growing up. I still have the torn up one at here, and so I needed a new one I could wear. I'm like, that was the thing when I came back as a Charger fan this year. I'm like, I need gear, and I don't have any, so I just made a bunch.
I love that.
Didn't like things on that online. I'm like, oh, that's too expensive. That, you know what? I'm just gonna make it. So that's what I did. So
well, we appreciate it. I wear my Kickman shirt every week, so yeah. I appreciate you.
Chargers was like something I never dreamed of, and people see it and they're like, what the heck is that, Borat? And I go, yes.
That's a great conversation starter. Where did that come from? Well, we have an episode you should check out.
Oh, I played those for my kids. Now listen to this. And then here's the one I sent in.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, dude, our pleasure. And thank you for everything you've done for us. And we'll definitely do this again soon.
Yeah. And thank you for the shows. And I couldn't believe you guys are still doing like 2 a week in the off season. It's going to be fun. So I'll be listening.
Can't stop, won't stop.
All right.
All right, man.
Thanks a lot, man.
Take it easy.
High five. I like Jeremy is very nice. So man, nice. Dude, that is so cool.
That guy's so awesome. And my honestly, it became one of my like rituals was the Kickman shirt because he was doing all kind. He hadn't missed a kick up to that point when I had that shirt on, and then it fell apart in the Raider game. But it was good. I'm very, very pleased that is in my wardrobe.
Absolutely. And what another just a great story as far as like, you know, I'm glad that he was honest that he took some time away from the Chargers. Yeah. You know, sometimes people, you just need some time to heal, you know, come to the realization that like, hey man, it doesn't matter what city this team is playing in. Like these guys are still the same team. And
at the end of the day, you don't have any control of it. That's the realization. Dude. It's like, I don't like that they went to LA either. I would much rather it said San Diego Chargers on everything.
Sure.
But I have zero control of them going, and they went. And I'm like he said, I'm not going to deprive myself of something I love.
There you go.
Because if I stopped rooting for the Chargers, I'm not just going to pick another team.
Right. You're not going to go to Foxborough?
I pretty much hate every other NFL team because I love the Chargers so much.
There you go.
There's just no options.
I try and watch other football games with other teams, and I just like, dude, I don't know what it is. I just kind of check out.
Oh, big time.
I'm interested in
on your
kind of what's
and
happening, but I am not even close to as locked in. Don't talk to me. Keep everyone away from me than I am with my team.
Everybody shut up.
Shut your mouth. Dad's working.
The game's on.
Yeah.
I love
baby, stop crying. Go to your room.
Up, baby.
Can someone handle this, please?
Yeah. My wife just like comes and just like, you son of a bitch.
Oh my God. I hate you so much.
I hate you so much right now.
I hate you so much.
Love you.
Love you, honey.
Jeremy,
love you,
thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you so much for coming on, buddy. And thank you for the artwork for the shirts.
Thanks for the art. Yes.
That is, it still rocks my world that we have anybody that makes anything related to
based
this
on
podcast.
What we talk about.
Yeah. All right, gang. Well, normally this is the part of the episode where we would go to the Craig experience, and we will not be doing that this episode. Calm down. Hang on, everybody. Just put the gun down. We are just moving Craig over to the Friday episode so that way he can relish in all of the glory that is Friday.
Glory.
That's right. So
everybody's in a better mood listening on Friday.
Right.
The work week's over. It's just a great day to have some good
Craig's just going to fire you off into the weekend. There you go.
That's right. So so if you're here for the Craig experience, he will be back and he will be on our Friday episode. So definitely come back and check it out on Friday. But now we are going to go on to the next segment, which is Ask Boltfam. Let's go.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy. All right, gang. Let's start off Ask Boltfam with an old favorite of ours. Tweet me up, Scotty. Who asked the question. It was painful watching some of the games this weekend, knowing that we could have brought... Damn, I don't think we ever got a fantasy football update from your league. Who reigns supreme? Did Bulldog finally get his revenge? The people want to know. Okay, love you, bye. Fantasy.
I hate fantasy football. I quit
too.
That should give you a pretty good
football.
ideas how our fantasy
Contemplating
football
it being my last year, in all honesty.
My wife, who didn't even know who was on her team, she had guys on COVID for multiple weeks. She made it to the championship in our family league.
Yeah.
And she about near won the whole thing.
Yeah. Didn't Dad win in both of our leagues?
Dad won our family league, and then Brad won the family league.
Brad,
yeah.
Our brother-in-law. Remember Brad
Soccer
from back
guy.
in the day, the Ravens fan who
Yeah.
wouldn't let him have peas.
We had a woman and a soccer fan in our championship. That's what
woman.
And this, you know what the hardest part is? You know what the hardest part is? I took over her team for the last 2 weeks and I lost. Yeah. No one was managing. No one was managing her team. She would have had like 12 people out.
Oh my god!
You gave her the kiss of death.
That was the
touched
hardest
her
part.
lineup and she whittled away. But then Bulldog, my dad just has your number.
It
There's
really,
no way you can beat him.
I can't do it, guys. I tried so hard. It was such a. It was so rough.
It's
I'm
like
so
Aaron
mad.
Rodgers and the Bears. He owns you.
He owns me. I just have to accept it, guys.
Yeah, he owns all the stock and he's yeah.
One of these days
Bulldog. He's on the board.
I will upset him, but
What will the
this was not-
celebration be like when you beat Dave?
It's obviously lots of screaming, clothes coming off, running around. I might do like snow angels. I'll do like the curly, like running around in a circle on the floor kind of thing. The whoop, 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 whoop. Something like that. But it was a rough fantasy season for all of us here at the Charger Chat. We tried though. God, you can't say we didn't try.
I tried as hard as I could. That's what's the hardest part.
Yeah.
It's just never good enough, Kyle.
Yeah.
Never. I've never won a fantasy league and I'm done.
Or have I. I'm on my 12th year in this league, and the best I've ever come is third place, and that was once.
I've tried to quit for 3 years, and every year, the day of the draft, Kevin's like, "Oh, we're a man short. You have to come back."
And I need $100.
$100 money, please.
That's great. Yeah.
I need you and $100. Please hand me $100.
It was, just wasn't our year. But thank you for picking that scab.
Thanks,
Tweet me up, Scotty. We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Scotty.
Let's move it on now to Anchovies21 and shout out to Bozzy. You guys pretty much asked the same question, but go with Anchovies21. So it goes something like this. My time here, I make my return. I am a pro at off-season questions, so here it goes. How does it feel to see that crybaby mascara-wearing bitch lose in the first round? Great, right? Bolt up, Raiders suck again.
Wow,
We suck again.
It really, really sucks. It made my weekend, honestly.
Absolutely.
Great, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
There's
fantastic.
nothing. The only thing that could have been better is the Chargers winning.
Yeah.
Which they probably could have been.
Don't get choked up there now.
Yeah, I'm getting
choked up. I don't usually like to bask in somebody's sadness, but
unless it's the Raiders.
Unless it's the Raiders.
I mean,
really.
And I think it all had to do with their reaction to that last game with us.
If they weren't such raging assholes,
Right.
it would have been fine.
Right, because that was
just raging, unprovoked assholes.
Yeah,
Right.
I have after this season, I have a new hatred for the Raiders. I thought that the Chiefs were getting close to dislike because the Chiefs win so often now. The
Right.
AFC West. I was like, maybe they're our rival. No, it doesn't matter how bad or good the Raiders are. I hate them more than any team.
It's because of the fans. Like I
100%.
was like on the fence because I live in Kansas City territory.
Yeah.
I have some really good Chiefs fans that aren't complete pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like there's so many pieces of shit that are Raider fans, and it's hard.
It's just
to
called.
not
It's just
make
like
that. Yeah,
they're just being called to. It's like Frozen 2. Mulholland or whatever. They're just calling them. They hear that voice and they just have to go. Just pieces of shit come to the Raiders.
Wow.
They just hear it in their head.
If you're an
and they just become
asshole,
Raider
this
fans.
is your team.
This is
Yeah,
it.
it's
they
so
they
bad.
can't argue very well, and it's so frustrating because you feel like you're hitting your head against a
Yeah,
wall.
right.
It's like
it's a lost cause.
It is. It is. So,
but yeah, back if that question happened a couple weeks ago, 100% Raiders, my most hated team.
there you go.
Thanks, Raider fans, you've done it to yourselves.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Anchovies 21 and Bozzy, thank you guys for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Gruder McBolt, who asked the question. What was your favorite part about this weekend? The Raiders losing, Cowboys losing, Patriots losing, or those fan bases losing their mind because of the refs? Charger Chat Podcast is best internet show. I like watching touchdown stairs. Very nice. I give 2 thumbs up. My bum. Okay, love you. Bye.
When I think about you, I touch myself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Raiders
honestly,
lost, for sure.
the Raiders losing was so phenomenal, but seeing their fans fall apart, it was just hours and hours and hours of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You just
I didn't
scroll through and just.
It was just like I was having so much fun. I felt like I should have paid for the fun I had. So I think it was that. Close second is the interception, the car interception. Like I really didn't lock into every play of that game, but like,
Sure.
I had it on for that, and it was pretty great.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
It was delicious. So there you go, Gritter McBolt. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Daniel Llewellyn, who asked the question. Okay, brochachos. Are you happier with the Raiders losing in Cincy and seeing their overinflated dreams crushed, or the Suckriots getting their asses handed to them by the Bills? Mac Jones is the next Tim Couch? Okay, later on, dudes.
Honestly, the Patriots game was just like sad.
It
I
really
wasn't like,
yeah.
I was like, oh God, that hurts for you guys. Like, I know I don't like you, but that's just embarrassing.
Yeah. It was a pretty big smacking for the Patriots.
And the Patriots have been playing bad like the last 5 weeks, so I kind of anticipated them taking an L. The Raiders, I didn't know because they just seem to get lucky and stay in games and find a way to win in overtime.
Right.
So seeing them lose was great.
It was delish.
And then seeing news that Mike Mayock has been released as their GM.
Right. Yeah.
Just recently, I'm kind of bummed about that because who's going to draft Leatherwoods and some other guys that won't be on the roster after a year?
Ruggses and
we'll have to see.
Bring in Madden as your coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality characters is all they draft.
What's that other ESPN analyst?
Todd McShay?
Yeah, McShay. Maybe he's got a chance. Anyone that seems like they know what they're talking about.
You
have a shot at the GM.
Oh, then
job
Dan
for the Raiders.
Orlovsky is going to be
Oh,
there.
there you go.
Top
Yeah.
of the list. I would love if he was somehow associated with the Raiders. That would be so perfect.
Or Chris Collinsworth. I would hate him so much more.
We wouldn't have to listen to him, and then we could just watch him fail somewhere else.
That'd be great.
That would be pretty funny.
Great.
All right. Well, there you go, Daniel Llewellyn. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Jeebs.
The D is silent.
Who asked the question? All right. Well, Jeebs asked for bong ripping, Raider hating, Tourette's having Mickey Mouse. So
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh my! Oh wow! That's new. Let's start up with a you car apology. I was so fucking exhausted after that game. The black hole week. I didn't have it in me to write anything. I just went to Raider bitch bed and soaked in my motherfucking tears. Shit, Raiders. Okay, so Saturday went beautifully, right? Like Raiders lose and the Pats get Raiders shit. Completely bitch slapped. I think from here on out, I'm rooting for the Bills. I got nothing against them. Probably just hate them. Shitty Raider Leafs. Actually, I think I'm just rooting against the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm rooting for anyone playing asshole Raider. The Chiefs. Yeah, you guys rooting for anyone specific? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, stop it. I can get used to this. All right, check Raider suck dick this out. I got a couple hypotheticals for you asses. All right, first one is a start bench Raider shit cut. Okay, appetizer edition, okay? Start bench cut. Onion rings, mozzarella sticks, and French fries. Oh shit! Now I'm hungry. I got the munchies like a motherfucker. Okay. Check dumbass Raider this out. If you can make any fictional bar an official Charger bar in real life, which would you choose? Have fun, ladies, and enjoy Victory Monday. Cause Monday after a Raider loss is a victory in my book. Why? Cause f*** 'em bitch-ass Raiders, that's why. Oh yeah, and f*** the Raiders. Can't love you, bye. Oh man.
It's the
Wow.
That
Jeez.
worked so well. Oh, I love when
so good.
things come together.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you,
beautiful.
Jeeves. We really needed that good laugh. All right, so first start bench cut, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, and French fries.
Starting French fries, benching onion rings, mozzarella sticks can f off.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I would start onion rings, bench fries, cut mozzarella sticks.
I think we all have different answers. I'm starting mozzarella sticks.
Oh,
I'm benching French fries and I'm cutting onion rings. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a perfect question.
That's why this podcast works. We've got three beautiful, delicious, deep fried ideas. Shit. All right. And if we could have any fictional bar be a Chargers bar in real life, what would you choose?
I'm going Patty's Pub from It's Always
I was
Sunny.
just thinking
Oh,
That would
nice.
be a fun place to watch a Charger
Patty's
game.
Pub.
Patty's
It's a
Pub.
shitty dive bar though. Do you want like a shitty dive bar? Or
Yep.
Do you want like
Yeah,
some
I do.
classy
Of
shit?
course. Yeah.
That's exactly what
I'm
I
with
want.
you. Wild card.
It just feels comfortable. You're not going to go in
Yeah.
there and feel out of place or not welcomed. I think it would be good.
I like it.
Cheers
like it.
bar where everybody knows
I was
your
going to
name.
say cheers is a possibility,
Too
but
happy.
yeah, it's a
It's like we would lose and they'd be like, "Oh, it's okay. We love you." I'm like, "No,
That
just let
sounds
me
like our
sulk
podcast,
right now."
dude.
No.
What the that's what we
I need
do.
a little
We're
bit
the
of time to
cheers bar.
sulk after a game.
Just hand him a beer. Call it a day.
all right. Well, there you go, Jeeves. Thank you for asking
On
the
fire.
question. Love
On
it,
fire.
That was really good.
That was great.
Let's move it on now to Coach Lago, who asked the question.
Hey, have you seen some of the dumb sums on Twitterverse? Like, there's some Philly fan, no, Philly tards out there asking if Hurts would have taken the Chargers to playoffs. Like, disrespectfully, shut the up, okay? Like, the Herbert slander will not be tolerated. But, hey, boys, long but excited offseason ahead of us. So, what other sports teams do you pros follow to fill the time, okay? Okay, love you, bye. Oh, yeah, and fuck the Raiders, okay?
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
heard that. I heard
That's crazy. That's the
some
craest
people-
thing I've ever heard.
That's the craziest thing I've
unless,
ever heard.
Unless you're going to tell me Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady I don't want to hear it. There's not even a discussion or controversy. We did not lose a game because of our quarterback.
Right.
That's not why we weren't successful.
Right.
Here's what I've come to find recently is we have such a passionate Twitter fan base. If people want attention, all they have to do is say something ridiculous about our team, and we will blow them up and share them. So I challenge you all. I challenge you all that listen to this that are on Twitter. If somebody with 8 followers says something fucking stupid, just ignore them. Don't give them what they want,
right?
Because they're just saying stupid shit,
right? They're taking a page out of Dan Orlovsky's book, and don't give into it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. So
don't get Orlovsky.
Yeah, don't get Orlovsky. There you go, Coach Lago. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now.
Sports teams. Wait, we didn't answer the question.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
That wasn't even the
My bad. Other sports that you guys, sports teams.
This is going to be kind of difficult because I know there's a lot of, baseball is a divided thing for us right now, with the Charger chat because we're LA, but we're different fan bases.
San Diego roots.
I'm a fucking Padre fan.
Yeah, I'm a diehard
I've been
Padres
forever.
fan.
So I'm looking forward to what happens with the Pods.
There you go.
I'm a Padre fan. I do watch some Premier League soccer, and I like Liverpool. And then if I turn on hockey,
he never walks alone. He never walks alone.
Hey, yeah. And then if the Kings make the playoffs, I watch the Kings in the NHL, but not a
same
hardcore follower.
All right.
I like basketball, but I'm not like locked into that.
The Lakers are my team, but I don't. Yeah,
same.
I can't. There's too many teams. I can't follow all the teams that close.
I need a break. Like we were just talking about this before the podcast. Like as soon as football season's over, I usually dive into movies I missed while football season was happening.
Sure, yeah.
Like there's a lot to catch up on, and 2 things I'm looking forward to. The new Jackass movie. Oh, okay, let's do that. And then there's a new Foo Fighters movie that they star in, and it's like a horror movie. Okay, I'll take some of that.
There you go.
So that's what I'm doing for the foreseeable rooting future.
There you go. All right. There you go, Coach Lago. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Gavin Gibson, who asked the question. 2 questions. First, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to see Kermit Mahomes cry his salty frog tears when the Bills beat them this weekend? And 2, if you could take any player from any team to help us get a Super Bowl, who would you take? As always, bolt up. K, love you, bye.
There's something about how the Bills lost last year in the playoffs to the Chiefs. Feels like a payback
good redemption game.
It feels like something's coming. It feels like something's coming.
Yeah. I mean, Bills played great against the Patriots. So
outstanding.
Yeah. I think if they can bring that same energy to Kansas
City. If their
City,
offense can bring that level of play, and Bills have the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Do they really? Wow.
So yeah, they have the number 1 defense. So it's going to be, I mean, the Chiefs aren't going to score like they did this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Bills offense can operate it where it did this last weekend, they're going to have a really good chance to beat the Chiefs.
Wow.
But yeah, the two players that I would take, that's tough, man.
You can just pick one player.
I would take Nick Bosa because I think it would be sick to see Joey and Nick
Nice.
opposite each other. That pass rush would be outstanding.
I like that.
So I think Nick Bosa would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out. My brain's not working right now. Who's the defensive lineman that's a monster for the Rams?
Aaron Donald.
Oh, Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. I'd say Aaron Donald.
That's a good pick.
That's who I was thinking too.
That
Aaron
solves the
Donald.
immediate problem that we currently have with our run defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron Donald and Nick Bosa. We get to pick 2.
I'll take them both.
There you go.
Yeah.
A Bosa sandwich with Donald in the middle. That'd be sick.
Oh, stop it.
It's me shitting my pants.
There it is. Gavin Gibson.
And
Thank
every
you.
quarterback in the AFC.
That would be amazing. But thank you, Gavin, for asking the question. Appreciate it. Let's move it on now to DJ Blade Runner,
Certified fresh,
who asked the question.
I saw a Twitter thread recently about Andrew Luck, and it got me thinking. Not trying to jinx anything. How would you react if Herbert decided to retire ahead of the upcoming season? How do you think other Charger fans would react? What would you do if you were a GM in this situation? Try and hit on another rookie QB, pick up a more experienced QB in free agency. It's only 2 weeks into the offseason, and I'm already coming up with these crazy hypotheticals.
Call Phil.
There you go.
Who are you gonna call? Phil Rivers.
Yeah, I think you call Phil and
Something
Drew Brees.
Weird
both on the
hypothetical. Who are you gonna call?
There you go.
Phil Rivers. That'd
I
be
don't-
so demoralizing if that happened. Like,
Yeah,
would
if that
just,
happened, that would just
wow,
take the wind out of every sale in existence.
Not,
Every
it's not
sale.
going to happen.
Not going to
but
happen, first
Never.
of all.
I
Yeah.
don't want to think about it because it's
he loves
really, that'd be
football too
really
much.
sad.
He only
Yeah.
knows how to play football.
If that did happen and you are the GM,
I'd
I
quit.
think you're kind of all in on a win now situation. With that's kind of what we've been building towards here in this
Sure,
offseason.
yeah.
So you go get somebody that can win now.
Yeah.
There's not a huge quarterback class coming up in this year, so there's not like an obvious standout franchise guy.
you
So I
do
think
what
you
the
gotta go
Broncos are going to try and do and go get
Aaron
a
Rodgers.
name quarterback that wants a fresh start somewhere.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
spend a lot of money and then hamstring your team for a while because you can't pay anybody.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
DJ Blade Runner, we'd rather not think about it, but thank you for asking the
And
question.
welcome. Thanks for asking your first question. We
Yes.
appreciate you.
Let's move it on now to JV, who asked the question. I'm excited to see what awaits the Chargers in the future, but despite that, can we get some Super Bowl predictions? Your pick for who shows up as well as who the winner is. Maybe even throw in some score predictions as well. Bolt up. On to next season.
Who you guys got in the Super Bowl?
Is it who we think or who we want?
It's who we think.
I think it's going to be the Bills and the Packers. I think the Packers are going to win. That's the vibe I get from this season.
That's kind of what I was thinking. If Derrick Henry's back though, that Titans team is a hard bunch to beat.
Right.
And
But is he
I
going
don't know.
to step back in and be 100%?
Probably
I don't know.
Question. You're
I don't
gonna,
know.
but if he's available, you're giving him all the work.
Mm,
I
I'm
oh,
not
yeah.
going to bring him in.
Right.
I don't
and
want to
just
pick
give
the
him a
same
couple.
teams as Kevin, so I'm going to go Bucks Titans in the championship. And I think if Derrick Henry is close to being able to run the ball well, I think the Titans could win the whole thing. They have a pretty stout defense, and a running game can go a long ways in winning a game.
Mhm.
So, just wanted to pick something different. In my head, I kind of think Packers Bills too. But I'm gonna go Titans Bucks.
There you go. I like it. I'm going to say Bills 49ers. I think that would be, I think that could be an interesting situation, but
Wild.
I wouldn't.
If the
I wouldn't-
Niners go to Lambeau and beat the Packers this weekend, they're going to be a favorite to win the
I
whole
don't
thing.
think I don't think it's happening.
I mean, we've seen some wild
You
shit
don't want
this
it to
season.
happen, but
No,
I think it might.
I don't care. I just think that Aaron Rodgers is on a you tour right now. Like he just can't be stopped.
Aaron Rodgers is a prick.
That doesn't mean that he's not on a you tour. I think he's still going to go with the Super Bowl and win, and then probably go sign with the Denver Broncos and bail.
Aaron Rodgers sucks.
There you go.
Suck it.
You heard
He's
it
gonna be
here
a Raider.
first.
I heard it here first.
He should be a Raider.
There you
Oh
go.
God, I don't want to see that at all.
All right.
Why, Broncos Raiders? What's the difference?
Either. Whatever. Moving on.
All right, JV, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bolt Gang, who asked the question. How excited are you guys to watch Herbert play in the Pro Bowl? I'm excited to see him ball out with other players from other teams, like Stephon Diggs, Mark Andrews. Okay, love you, bye.
It's one football thing I have to look forward to.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
let's
I
do it.
hadn't even thought about that until this question. The
Yeah.
Pro Bowl, I don't even think to really watch because it's just kind of an exhibition game. It's not really
Sure.
always that fun to watch.
It's not an
Didn't even
all-in
have
game.
it last year, right? Because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled this, right? Forgot
So
about
I hadn't even thought about it. But yeah, I'm excited to watch the couple series that Justin gets to play.
that. Yeah.
Well, and
There you
this was brought up, the skills competition. Somebody posted an old
Oh,
video of like
right,
the
the skills
quarterbacks
competition.
throwing as far as they could.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I want that shit so bad because I know Herbert would murder everyone. And you get a running start. You don't have to like flat-footed because he threw like 70 yards flat-footed.
Getting tackled.
what can even like in his when he was getting ready to be drafted, he did like some flashy stuff,
like at the combine and stuff like that.
At the goal line, just flat-footed, facing forward, turned through like 65, 70 yards. What can he do with the running start? So I want to see that. I wish they would bring back. Remember the skills competition where they had all like the targets and all that shit? It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And they did dodgeball. I think I saw somewhere they're bringing dodgeball back this year.
Just don't fucking get any of my boys hurt. That's all I'm gonna say.
They got a whole offseason to heal.
They're competitive, dude. Dodgeball, you have to like you go for it.
I can see Derwin going after people,
murdering. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pro Bowl is going to be pretty fun, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Herbert throw into anybody that's not a Charger receiver, just to.
He'll just keep throwing it
Hopefully,
to Allen. Just Allen. Every time he throws the ball, it's just a Keenan.
Hopefully, he throws it to some guys that are going to be free agents next year, and they might go, "Ooh, I like this.
I like that ball.
I like the way he
beautiful
throws
ball.
It. Yes.
What did he say on his first season? He's got beautiful balls.
I love his balls.
Oh yeah,
I love his balls.
I like his balls.
What'd you just say?
That was intense.
He's got great balls. Like, okay.
So yeah, I think that'll be fun. That should be a fun time. So thank you, Bolt Gang, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Kia.
Hi, Kia, RB alum.
That's right, RB alum who asked the question.
Greetings, Charger Chat. This isn't entirely related to the game of football, but it does pertain to the amiable gentleman, Justin Herbert. I have inquired about this pressing matter before, but I am trying to get his lovely fellow to be my prom date, and I was wondering how a lady like myself could get noticed by him. Please help me and spread the word through your amusing and quite entertaining videos. Thank you, gentlemen, and I wish you a dearest. K, love you, bye.
Wow.
Dude, I love this Kia.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot. I love this shit.
Yeah.
How do we do
what
this?
I would say your best shot is picking up the game of golf and joining whatever country club he's a part of. I think that's your best bet.
Yeah.
Because in season, he doesn't do anything. He just works and goes home. In the off season, he plays a lot of golf.
Right.
So find out what club he's a part of and join it and get good at golf.
Or get a job as being like the cart girl that like drives food around.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
you go.
That's
Yeah.
the move.
Cart girl. Yeah.
That's the move. And then you just kind of throw out, it's like, hey, 10. And then you just drive.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Oh,
Don't come
that's
all-
on me. Yeah,
That's on me. Just like take your time, build up
Yeah.
slowly, and then
Rapport,
I don't know what you're doing. Like this, I mean, it's a weird thing.
But,
I don't
like,
know if it's.
do you want to go to prom?
Do you want to go to prom? I mean, I don't know. It's.
I think
you want to
have
hit
a
the
great time.
range? You go putt, practice our putting.
Yeah, it's hard to say because he's not big on social media. Like he does have an Instagram page, but I don't
Believe
know
you
that
me,
it's.
we've been trying.
somebody
I've
else.
literally once a week. My goal has been to try and get a hold of somebody to interview him.
Oh, really?
I've tried once a week. There's no way. So
yeah.
Unless I didn't have a family and could just go to golf courses, I think that's your move. I think Kyle's right on the money.
All right. Well, there you go, Kia. That's the best we've
Hopefully
got
that's
here at the
helpful.
Charger Chat. But hey, if anybody's listening,
It's not helpful, but we don't know how to get a prom date.
hey, if anybody's listening and knows how to get
Kyle does
in
for sure.
Hook it
cahoots
up.
with Herbert and hook Kia up with a prom date, we would
Do it.
all appreciate it for Kia.
Oh yeah.
So
I would actually fly to San Diego and
just to
be your
attend the prom.
chauffeur.
I'll
Be your
drive your
chauffeur.
limo.
I'll
Yeah.
drive your limo, but you have to promise to allow me to ask a couple questions
Just
for
a
the
few.
podcast.
The window goes down.
All right, guys, we're back with another fan focus, and
That'd be great. You have your little hat on, like Dumb and Dumber.
His face
got
is
to
just
pull it
pressed
inside.
up
We're
against the
super
glass.
excited. And then he just like raises the thing on me, like shit.
I love you, Justin.
I love you, number 10. All right.
Question.
Have her home by 10. Kia, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Blonded Surfer, who asked the question. All right. Raiders and Pats both lost, baby. Let's go. I'd say the Raiders can join us on the couch, but no more room. Why don't you go steal a couch or two, you damn felons? Carr's hair looks so disgusting. It reminds me of the tumbleweed that blows into my yard every summer. But seriously, why is he trying to look so much like his daddy Herbie? You'll never be him, Carr. Get the f*** out. That question goes a little something like this. You can only keep one. They are guaranteed to be healthy their entire career. All begin at the age of 21. Only one. Derwin, Bosa, or Slater. Like Michael Jackson said, who is it? Thanks for an awesome season, boys. I appreciate every second of hard work y'all drip into this thing. I can see your lightning rods, and they are fully bolted. Okay, love you. Bye. All right. Well,
good.
yeah, he asked for
That's a
raging venture capitalist, so I did my best. All right.
That was good. That was good.
So
So
interesting
basically-
hypothetical.
Yeah, the question is, what's the hardest stud player to find? A great safety, a great edge rusher, or a great left tackle? What's the hardest position to find? Because that's your answer.
Derwin James.
I think Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
But Derwin has that extra thing too. He brings more to the team than just being great at his position.
Right.
He's a bona fide leader, culture, and that Texans game, what we didn't have was Derwin on the field pumping people up.
Right,
So
right.
it's hard.
And Derwin plays a lot of positions too, so you can take that into account. Like he can do a lot on the field. So if he were, and to take into the hypothetical of he was fully healthy all the time, he would just keep getting better and better and better. If you could guarantee that. So the thought.
Yeah, I kind of lean towards Derwin. I get that Slater, his position is, I mean, those are some of the highest paid positions,
behind the quarterback.
Behind the
highest
quarterback
paid position.
Yeah. So I get that, but I think you just get a lot more with Derwin. I'd have to say Derwin.
That's hard. Yeah. And Derwin's a great answer. I think just to
but we
add
still get to keep those other
different
guys.
answer.
Right.
But to fully lock in, I want a healthy Derwin James.
Somebody that's going to be healthy their entire career.
You get to keep them all?
Yeah, just guarantee.
No, you can only keep one. You can only keep one.
Keep one.
Shit.
Ah, yeah, you can only keep one, but they're healthy their entire career.
Does that change your answer or still Derwin?
This is a lot to unpack. I'm gonna stick with Derwin.
Go with Derwin, dude.
No, but no.
I guess at the end of the day, none of us select Joey Bosa, which is kind of sad for Joey.
Affects Herbert, and Herbert is my favorite player on the Chargers. So he protects my favorite player, and if he's always healthy, Herbert most of the time is always going to be protected on his blind side.
Mm-hmm.
So
Slater.
I changed my answer.
Okay.
Sean Slater.
I'll still say Derwin.
Derwin's a good answer too. I think.
Oh my God!
Get us out of this question.
Okay, I'll go Bosa.
There you go. All right, a little bit of everything.
Appetizer.
Just spread it around there. Blonded Surfer, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Nicholas Francis, who asked the question.
If Joe Lombardi takes a head coaching job, will that set Herbert back since he pretty much had a new offensive coordinator every year?
I don't think so.
I don't think it sets him back, but I don't think it does him any favors either.
It's not comfortable. Yeah. It makes it harder on him, but it's not going to set him back. He's proven that he can do it with whatever coordinator you put there.
Right.
Exactly.
But I don't want that. I want some familiarity for him to build on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more with that. He's never done that before. No one's ever seen that before, whether you're an Oregon Duck fan or a Charger fan. We haven't had a back-to-back year where he can, hopefully get to the Phil level where he can make the correct changes at the line of scrimmage because he's so familiar with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do get a new guy, eventually when Lombardi moves on, Justin has this system in his head.
And
that new guy comes in, they work together hey, this is how we do things. This is the terminology. This is what I'm comfortable with. Let's do this.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
There you go, Nicholas Francis. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on to Philip Mousseau, who asked the question.
Joe Lombardi was interviewed for head coach by the Texans. If he leaves, who should the Chargers target?
To do the best of the last year where we were expecting Brian Daboll to be our head coach, and then maybe he just takes a little sideways step over to the Chargers, little Daboll action.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go back to Pep. Pep's kind of knocking out the door as a QB coach. He's got familiarity with Herbert.
Pepsi.
You bring Pep Hamilton in.
Yeah, I kind of looked at Pep Hamilton because he's got the familiarity with Justin Herbert. I just don't know if he's a play caller of what kind of plays he's going to pull up.
He is interviewing. I did see something where he is interviewing for offensive coordinator jobs this year.
Yeah.
After what he did with Miles, what was his name? The Texans quarterback? Miles.
Mills.
Sorry, Mills.
Yeah.
And Justin last year. So
Right.
Clearly, it's not a fluke.
Yeah, and he's worked with Andrew Luck as well. So I mean, he's definitely a quarterback whisperer. Whether or not he's a play caller or what his play calling abilities are, it's hard to say. I personally, I would love to see. I know this guy's in the talks to be a head coaching job, so I doubt that he would slide over, take a lateral move. But I'd love to see Kellen Moore come over and work with Justin in the offensive play calling. I think he's done a good job in Dallas, and he's a BSU QB. I'd love to see that. So.
There it is.
That's where they was.
It's the Boise State connection. Okay.
I was like, wow, he's speaking very strongly about this.
After a guy just ran a QB draw with it, 9 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Yes,
there you go. All right. Okay. Philip Mousseau, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Z the King 1, who asked the question.
Can you rank what off-season moves you think Tommy T should focus on in order of importance if he wants to keep his job, aka us getting at least to the second round of the playoffs? Come on. Do it.
All right. All right. Let's go top 3, like priority of what we want to see happen this offseason.
Okay.
Sure.
For me, number 1 is bringing back Mike Williams because I think he's that big of a deal for our offense. Number 2, I think, is hitting on an edge rusher at some point in our draft. And number 3 is picking up a right tackle in free agency.
Yeah.
Sounds solid.
Couldn't agree. I think Mike Williams that's my number 1 priority. Just seeing how he was always the guy, the clutch guy when we needed him.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning of the season, we weren't quite sure what we were going to get with him this year. And I think
he's evolved. He's leveled up with
absolutely
his ability of what he could do. Obviously, there's a lot that we need to do this offseason. I think the defensive line, we already know that that's going to get overhauled.
Right.
Daly already came out and said that's going to be a main focus.
Right.
So outside of that, because we know that's going to happen, I think those are the other things that need to happen for us to be successful next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you kind of need to look at, the tight end as well, like what you're going to do there, depending on what
Hunter
happens.
Henry had a year.
Kind of bummed that happened.
Right.
But Parham, hopefully he comes back healthy. If he comes back healthy, I don't think it's as big of a concern. You can let Cook go. But if he doesn't, and there's something lingering there, you need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cook's gone. I think McKitty and Anderson come back, but you need a real pass catching tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
McKitty and Anderson are both more of that physical block, can catch, but that's not what they do. I think
Parham's your guy.
Parham's the guy, but like you said,
knows?
like we have to see, and we carried 4 tight ends this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you could still bring in another that could be that real big time pass catching type tight end.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much monies. So much monies.
Because Jared Cook's leaving too, so that's off your book. So
Right.
You should replace him with a guy that doesn't drop the ball quite as much.
I want to see them sign like a big named right tackle.
Sure.
Just
There's some
somebody
out
with
there.
like without like crazy injury history or somebody that's just limping away from the team they're on right now. Like something where like we get somebody where the team's like, oh shit, do we really want to let him go?
That's
like
a big storyline too, is what we do with Balaga this offseason.
Yeah.
I think I don't think you keep Balaga. He's got one more year.
What's
You
the
cut
dead-
him
but there's
$5
like
million.
There might be a dead cap hit that you take over.
There's
too.
something there, but we free up $5 million is what I read. So you're adding that out there. So it's hard. It's what have you done for me lately? And he hasn't been able to play at all. So
Bupkis.
yeah. And he's an older guy. He's in his early 30s. So that's
no spring chicken.
Yeah.
No, I want guys that are all going to be able to play. We're now in a 17-game season. We need guys that can play 17 games. And
That's
I
true.
don't think
Or 20 or 21.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're going to get all the way to the show, it's a lot of football. And if you we need some guys that with less, wear and tear.
All right. There you go. Z the King 1. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bolt Fan 24, who asked the question.
Same question.
That's the thing is like some of these are pretty much the same, but he at least specifically talks about stopping the run and team speed. So I wasn't sure if that was different enough to warrant a separate question.
That's okay. We can answer it.
Okay. Prioritize team needs and how you think we should go about fixing the D with personnel upgrades. We need to stop the run, but team speed is also a priority. Put your GM caps on. How do we get it done?
Kind of just got into it a little bit.
Right.
Stopping the run specifically, I think we can address the prioritizing team needs. We kind of talked about some of the things, but stopping the run, I think that's everyone's kind of concern.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiser White needs to be back on this team really bad.
Sure. Yeah.
So get him locked up. Kenneth Murray, I don't know what happened to that man this year, but he fell off the face of the earth.
Ever since that surgery, he's been a different guy.
Could you package a trade? Could that be something that helps bring you in like a high level right tackle?
I don't know who would be willing to trade for a guy that had surgery, got hurt, hasn't done much.
But he's still a first round pick. Like that still carries some clout.
So was Jerry Tillery. I don't know.
Potential. I'm sure. Don't get me started.
Tillery's. Yeah. Maybe you could package Tillery and
Murray
Kenneth together. Yeah.
That's one of those fantasy football trades where you just throw a whole bunch of shit at somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I'll
See if
take
something
your
sticks.
number one pick. Not gonna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think getting Kaiser back is big. And then it all comes down to those interior guys, because we're now in this new scheme of you need to be a 2-gap player. You need to be able to get off blocks to make plays upfield. So getting in defensive linemen that you really trust. And I think there's going to be a really big overhaul on that defensive line. And that's going to be the personnel that's prioritized. Who that's going to be, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you go after an Akeem Hicks, if you look to the draft first, if Jordan Davis type of guy falls to you. I'm not really sure, but I don't know if Limbaugh is going to be back. I don't know if he's a true fit in a 2-gap offense. I think he's a true one technique. So I think there's going to be a little bit of an overhaul there of the defensive line for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Bosa will be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, for sure. All right. Bolt Fan 24, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Mac Huber, who asked the question. With an off season with so many things to get sorted out, do you all think a Derwin James extension gets worked out? This is priority one for me, baby. What are you guys' main priorities for the Chargers heading into free agency and the draft, baby?
I wouldn't say this is absolute right now because we can still have him on the team. Like, we don't need to get something done now in order to keep him next year.
Right, he's under contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think we can throw all the money at him next year when he's had a productive year. But it's what we just talked about. It's getting Mike Will back, keeping that intact, and then working on right tackle and D-line.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my big please help us categories.
Pretty please.
Yeah, I don't think Derwin is for me, it's not like first priority, get this guy re-signed. Because we do have to remember that he missed almost 2 whole seasons of his 4 seasons he's been on the Chargers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, when he's healthy, he's a Pro Bowler both years.
Right.
But there's no shame in seeing if he can do it 2 years in a row,
Mm-hmm.
be healthy and execute at that high level again, and then he gets his money.
There you go.
I think he's a team player. I think if GM and coach are just transparent and go to him and talk to him and, hey, this is what we want to do. This is what we're thinking long term. We want you on the team. But right now we have all of these needs that we need to fill. I really do believe that he'll get an extension. I think it'll be pretty quick this offseason. He will get his extension, but I think they're gonna have to see how the cap works out and what they're projecting, because
bring in
Derwin's extension is going to run into our quarterback's extension, Herbert's big money extension. They're going to overlap. So you have to project down the line what you're going to be willing to pay this guy.
Right.
So I don't think it'll be right away. It's going to take time to see the whole picture come together. But I think he'll be extended before the season starts.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there you go, Mac Huber. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Chris Boltson,
Certified Fresh,
who asked the question.
Coming from a bottom-ranked D, how much improvement is realistic over one off-season?
I think it could be like gigantic.
Really?
I think
instantaneous.
I really do think it could jump to a top 5 defense. I think.
I mean,
part
wasn't
of
that what we were thinking in this last off season? Like, what would be the difference?
That's what he came from, but he's going to have the guys that he wants to fit his scheme and not stuck with guys that were here playing a different kind of defense.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and the guys that we now have coming back are all familiar and comfortable with the scheme that we now run.
Mm-hmm.
We overhauled the scheme that we ran. It's completely different.
Okay.
And it would be idealistic to think that they're all going to be able to pick it up and run with it and go right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also, I think Staley is taking him a little time to figure out what to do with Derwin. We weren't healthy all the time, so he wasn't able to really Swiss Army knife that guy as much as we probably had hoped as fans. So I think coming together at being able to understand the defense, being hopefully a little bit healthier in that secondary more frequently, we can get more dynamic with what Derwin does next year. So I think we could get drastically better. If we're not the worst ranked run defense, everything gets better real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
I completely agree.
Well, there you go. Chris Boltson, little silver lining to possibly next season. Thank you for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with an old favorite, Okie Doggy, who asked the question. Hi, my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. Now let's get started by letting me give you a scenario of what my life is about. First off, I am a Chargers fan, age 35. I am thrice divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Now, to all the people looking to join the fandom, let me just tell you what is not for the faint heart, as we have games that are close on the regular, and you may end as an alcoholic or as a masochist while living in a van down by the river. So if you can handle all the chaos that is the Chargers, then by all means, come on down. Now, before I go ask my question, I heard that both Huggin and Coach are using their papers from their jobs not for what they were meant for, but for rolling doobies instead. You boys will be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river. Otherwise, you'll say some of the weird things like that one coach who said Slater can't play tackle, or that one fan who said Tua is better than Joe Exotic and Air Bear. Now to my question. So say the team were forced to keep either their team colors or keep their name and logo. Later, you had to switch whatever one you didn't keep and with one of the division rivals' logo, name, or colors. So just to be clear with an example, being the Chargers but with the horrible orange donkey colors, or keeping the Charger colors but being the Broncos. Which one would you go for and reasons why? And if you don't answer, I'm assuming you would switch to the Rams colors. Now that that's settled, don't be alarmed if you hear knocking at the door sometime in the week. That's just your pal Matt Foley looking to bunk with you guys. And I don't give a rat's behind on what you say because I'm moving in. I'm sick and tired of living in a van down by the river.
Good question. I have an answer.
All right.
I think I'd stick with the colors. You got to stick with the colors.
Really?
There's no fighting that. But I think
what happens to the podcast?
here's what I think happens. I think we go Chiefs. Hold on. Let me explain why. I think that shit's going to get canceled in about a year or two. And then we can name ourselves whatever we want. Chargers 2.
That's thinking outside the box.
That is
Chargers
outside
did.
the box. Wow.
Or just something.
Bolts.
The Bolts. Yeah.
Thinking outside the
The
box.
you or
Gareth.
Cummins. Something like that.
I like the workaround.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's quite the loophole.
The lawyer in me just figured
I
it
wouldn't
out.
give up the Chargers even for a year. I don't
The
think.
colors?
I think I would give up the colors, which is
Yeah.
hard because I love the powder blue.
Love it.
but I love the Chargers. I don't love the powder blues.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Powder blues.
Now, what color I would take, I don't care. I would not be happy with whichever one we
What about
take.
the Seattle? Let's go crazy.
Yeah, does it have to be one of the AFC West? Like it says divisional
So one of
rivals.
the divisional
So,
rivals.
yeah, it's got to be an AFC Westie.
So I don't
Black
know.
and white. No.
Yeah, I like to say black and silver.
I
makes
hate
me wanna
red.
throw up. But
Red though, also my least favorite color. Like
red
I
is.
fucking hate
I would
red.
never take the Chiefs colors. The Broncos colors, maybe. I guess it's still blue. It's close enough.
It's the least offensive.
Yeah, but like an orange bolt would look stupid. I have a black and white Charger hat, and it
That's
looks
true.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So maybe, God, that makes me want to throw up.
Just go with mine. It works so much
okey-dokey.
better. Works so much better.
But yeah, I just don't want to.
We could just be like Chargers too. Like you know how like they have different.
But we're gonna be called the Chiefs
for maybe before the off season's over. They cancel it. It's
Right.
coming.
I want the Charger bolt. I would rather be the Chargers with different colors. And my final answer would be black and silver, I guess.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
Very neutral. Yeah. It's not a fun answer, but I don't want to be called the Chiefs.
It's not.
Really.
Yeah. What's Denver? Denver's mainly orange, and what's their other color? It's like a blue, like
Just
a
a
dark
navy.
blue, a
Yeah,
navy.
navy.
I do have a hat that has like it's a more of a powder blue bolt, but it's a blue bolt nonetheless. I can kind of picture the navy's almost dark enough to be black. I could
And
do
we
like
were
a black
navy
bolt.
at one point.
Yeah.
You could make the orange a very minimal part. Okay, I changed my answer. I go navy and orange because the orange you could make just like a sub color.
And then
Your-
we just
your-
be navy
your
and white.
Your bolt could be navy and then have like an
I
outline.
like the navy
of
bolt
orange.
because wasn't that there was an
That
old
was the
helmet? I
Chargers.
think we
Yeah.
had a navy bolt. Actually, it's
Right.
the alt uniforms. They have the navy bolt.
Yeah,
so
we have the navy color rush.
yeah, I'd stick
So
with the Charger
take that back.
name. Go with the
Navy
Denver
orange.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Your
Final
comments is
answer.
way better.
I mean, I think yours
You
is
had a
definitely
good
more
answer,
fun, Kev.
creative
yeah.
answer,
Yeah.
but I don't want to be the Chiefs even for a second.
Even for a
Fair
hot
enough.
second. So
Fair enough.
all right, Okie Doggy, thank you for asking an awesome question, and thank you everybody for asking great questions this week. It's the off season. We love these fun questions, and we are trying to get our off season hats on as far as GMing and who we're gonna pick, and
Yeah.
trades
Boys,
and free agencies and all
Bold
that.
predictions for this week.
Bold
Chiefs lose by
predictions.
20.
I like it. That's bold as shit.
And
I like
Mahomes
that.
gets picked twice.
I like
I
it.
love it. Yeah,
The first game against us happens to them this game.
there you go.
Let's go Bills.
All right, go Bills. All right, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
It's the new year, folks. Time to get back in shape. Start a new habit. Achieve your goals. Look no further than LA's newest McKitty Gritty Gym. McKitty Gritty Gym toughens you up for the new year. You never know what might happen this year, so it's better to be prepared. Start the year off right by signing up for McKitty Gritty Gym.